Metro Detroit golfers, Ben and Chad here from the Golf Leadership Academy. A couple weeks ago, Coach Nick and Coach Soti posted a video about our coaching model. We call it the what, why, how model. So what we want to do is expound on this model a little bit and then show you how it's going to work for you in the coming weeks to follow as we post more Tuesday tips and explain exactly what these videos are going to be all about. So Ben, as far as what the player needs to do or why they need to do it and how they're going to do it, talk more about that and then show us where we're going to take it with our swing and flow chart behind you.
Yeah, I think the first place that everybody always has to start is you have to start with a what. What did the ball do? And we would encourage you when you're describing what the ball does, you stay objective as you do it. So when you're describing what the ball did, it doesn't mean that you suck. It doesn't mean that you're the worst golfer ever. It doesn't mean any of that stuff. So just objectively describe what the ball does, and then once you do that, you can start to maybe move on to why the ball did that. But that is number one step, is an objective look at what that ball did in order to start helping yourself.
When people come here to GLA, almost 100% of the folks start with what they think is wrong with their swing. And so that's the major difference here, is they'll tell us about their swing problems, not about what the ball's doing. So to be effective, you're going to have to understand clearly what the ball is doing. So at the top of our chart behind you here, it starts at the red, the top line. What are we talking about?
We're talking about what the ball did, people. So if you notice on the very top here, what did the ball do? And then after you're done describing what the ball did, the next question might be, okay, well, why did the ball do that? And do I have a distance or direction problem? Right? So if I hit a shot that, it gets 3 feet up in the ground and it shoots straight to the right, you probably have both. You have a distance and you have a direction problem. So if you fall under that category, we would encourage you to start with distance. Okay, so once you uncover whether you have a distance or direction problem, then you can start using the flow chart accordingly. So if I have a distance problem, I'm going to start over here and then I'm going to work my way to the right.
Very good. So once you identify the what, then it's moving into why.
The why.
So the why I have a distance problem is probably because my divot is inappropriate. Is that true?
That is true.
And then if it goes way to the right, like you just talked about, the reason that's true is because I have a center face contact issue, yes?
You have a El Josel problem.
Oh boy. All right, so when you're objective with understanding what the ball did, then we can move to being objective about why the ball did that.
Yes.
Yes? Very good. So if you're not clear on these two phases of it and you're focused on swing problems, you're not going to get to solutions that are appropriate. True?
Very true.
All right, so now, in this process flow that we have, Coach Nick and Coach Soti are going to go one at a time and explain them. So if you're following along, just know that we're using this coaching model they had talked about and using this swing chart so you can effectively help yourself at home. Talk about the how. So this is the unique part of this, the how down at the bottom.
I think this is the best part of what we do here, right? So the how is going to be unique to the who, right? So one of the things that we do at the Golf Leadership Academy when we're trying to figure out how to maybe move one of these variables around, example might be the divot. So, let's say you're out there, you're having a distance problem, you recognize the divot's way behind the ball. Well, you need to move the divot a little bit more forward. But how you're going to do that is going to be very personal to you. And the neat thing about these upcoming videos that are going to be coming down the pipeline is Nick and Soti are actually going to share a bunch of ideas on maybe how they move the divot forward, back, or up or down. And then what you get to do as the player is you get to go experiment with different ways that are going to work for you. Not what works for Tiger Woods, not what works for Rory McIlroy. Solutions that are personal to you.
And most appropriate based on the what and the why.
Yeah.
Right. So if you
That's the wildest guess,
right. So if you've ever been on YouTube and you're following a golf instructor, if their how doesn't align with who you are, or more importantly, what the issue is to begin with, it's not going to work. So that's really what it comes down to, is you have to start at the top. What did the ball do? And then very objectively, why did the ball do that? Whether it's the club face is right or the divot's inappropriate, whatever, right? And then come up with personal solutions to those issues, yes?
You got it.
All right, very good. So we hope this clarifies, because we had a lot of people reach out to us for that video of the what, why, how model. So coming forward, the weeks to follow, Coach Soti and Nick are going to go through this and give you some more options as to ways to play around or experiment with these. So we hope this helps you. We thank you for joining us and we look forward to seeing you next time.